Welcome back. I'm Kelsey Fabian. Doug Pratt is here to talk about grubs. Doug, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So tell us, what is a grub?
A grub is the larva of a beetle. So typically the lifestyle of a beetle is that about June, July, they are coming out of the ground. The larva has matured into a beetle. They live for about 2 months above ground. They lay eggs, and then we have about 2 months of the eggs hatching and becoming larvae again. And so they're kind of at a smaller stage at that point. And then little by little, they work their way into the ground to get under the frost level so they can sustain themselves during the winter. And then in the spring, about April, May, when the bulbs are starting to send shoots up and stuff, they get very hungry. It's kind of like a bear coming out of hibernation. They want to eat. So they start destroying your lawn.
And what does a grub look like?
Grub is, a lot of times they call them a C-shaped animal, C, the letter C, and they're about the size of somebody's baby finger in thickness and stuff at the stage April, May, and they can eat and destroy a lawn in a very short period of time.
And how would someone watch out for this? Well, what would be some early signs to know?
A lot of times in the
around?
summer or the spring, when you start going out raking your lawn or clean up some of the sticks and stuff like that, you'll see circle patterns of dead grass. And typically, there is some winter kill that can kill a lawn that isn't grub related. But typically, if it's been grub, they'll eat the roots to the point that the grass is setting on the top of the soil like a leaf would set on your lawn. So by just moving the grass, it comes right up, and all that's underneath it is basically soil.
And would you say that this is one of the main things that kills spring and summer plants, grass, flowers?
Absolutely. A lot. You know, if you think about how we plant things or how things grow typically, in April and May, farmers would typically put seed in the ground, or if you're putting a garden about the May, you're going to be putting your tomato plants in and stuff like that. At that time is when they're the hungriest. They're at the largest stage as a grub, getting ready to convert into an adult. So they're eating like crazy. So they will start eating, taking up green plant life as a beetle, and as a larva, they're eating the roots under that plant.
And what if you do see some signs of grubs? How would you stop it?
Basically, there's a couple different types of ways of killing them. There is a preventative, which is put out by Bayer or Scott or some of those type of companies, and they say a long-term solution to it. They're a preventative, and typically what you would do is put that down about the time that they become an adult. And it's not going to kill them as an adult, but it puts a preventative poison in the soil and in the root system, so that when the babies hatch, the eggs hatch, they start eating, it's going to kill that larva before they really had a chance to do too much. If you haven't done that the year before or the fall before, then there's a product called Sevin. It's Sevin, and it would actually kill the large size grubs in the ground. Again, it's not going to kill the adult, but it would kill the large size grub at that point.
And what if you don't see any signs of grubs, but you want to prevent them from coming? Would that be the first product you talked about, or?
Yes, it would be the preventative product. And Grub X is a really good one. You can get it at Home Depot. They have all the different types of products, but the Sevin and all those as well there. But you would go in and get that. You put it down about May, and then it kind of protects you when the eggs come. It will kill the eggs. It will kill the young larvae, and you have no damage. If you think of a bag of Grub X for the typical lawn, it's about $38. It's a granular. You put it in a spreader. Spread that. So it's a very simple half-hour project kind of thing. You water it in the ground, and then it's like an insurance policy. You never have to worry about it again. If you don't and you let that happen, you could spend thousands of dollars replacing a lawn.
So if it's too late and they ate your entire lawn, that could be very pricey.
Very pricey.
And do they usually just stick to grass? Will they eat flowers? Can they get in flower pots?
They can get in flower pots because they're transferred in soil, or with a beetle. Beetles fly, so they get into trees and different stuff like that in the June, July area. And so if they happen to land in a flower pot, they're going to lay their eggs anywhere where there's soil. So they can definitely do that. One of the things about Sevin and why people use that quite a lot in the spring, especially people that are doing vegetable gardens, it's not toxic to mammals. So us or dogs or cats were to get into anything, it's not going to hurt anything. Of course, you would still wash your veggies and stuff before you'd eat them, but it's not a toxic thing, because they will start eating the leaves. And you go out in your garden and see your lettuce and stuff like that has been destroyed. The beetle, it's not the larva at that point, it's a beetle that's eating those plants and flowers.
So right around now would this be around a time when you would be watching out for grubs?
Absolutely, yeah. And I would just, again, for what little money it costs, and Sevin's even cheaper. Sevin's about probably $10, $11 a bag. To go ahead and put that on, it can't hurt anything, and it's going to kill grubs before they've started any damage or waking up from winter.
And it'll save you from thousands of dollars of trying to get a new lawn.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you so much for being here, Doug.